Hello, everyone. Welcome back for our next week of discussion. As you know, this upcoming Sunday, we're celebrating Pentecost. So we wanted to make a special discussion for you about who the Holy Spirit is, especially what is Pentecost, something so beautiful and so profound, but something that we might not know as much about. So I have an excellent group of campus ministers here to share with you a little bit about Pentecost. Especially in our church, this very last liturgical season, we've done a lot of celebrating a lot of different events and things like that have been happening. So why do we do that? Why do we have these celebrations? Is it kind of like maybe how we do birthdays, that it's a commemoration of something that happened, but it's not like that on day? Like, why do we have so many different special feasts in our church?
Well, I think to understand this more fully, we have to look back at our Jewish brothers and sisters and Jewish tradition and how the ancient Jews celebrated feasts and various celebrations. And they understood it as not just like a memorial, like we remember like veterans on Veterans Day or Memorial Day or the 4th of July. For them, holidays and feast days were a remembering that was more profound. So the idea of remembering for the Jewish people meant literally to make present that same event as if like they were there. So when you say like we're remembering Pentecost or we're remembering the sacrifice of the Holy Mass, for example, it's a perfect example of this reality. Literally what we're saying is that we are mystically present at that first Pentecost. So the graces that were there, we also have access to. So feast days are powerful because it's us living the life of the church. So it's us living like salvation over and over again. Our whole like catechism, you can say, or like just what we believe as Christian people is like fully lived through our feasts and our solemnities.
Sister, I love what you said about the Mass, because that's something that very common people can ask, like, are we re-sacrificing Jesus on the altar? But we know we're not, right? It's one sacrifice. That it's beautiful. If we could see what was happening, we would be at Calvary. We would be there with the Lord, which is something so beautiful. Something I think we forget very often, just how present the Lord wants to be with us in those moments in our lives today.
Yeah, and I don't know if we truly understand that. I be something that each Catholic, I think we need to go deep into prayer and say, like, do I really believe that? Because that means every Pentecost, our whole lives would be radically changed. If we allow it, if our hearts are open to that, and if we really say, if our hearts are really open and ready to receive the Holy Spirit as the apostles did on that first Pentecost.
I think that's a really good point too, sister, that you make about that each Pentecost. So really, it almost makes you think that we're called to having our lives radically changed every single Pentecost. So the church in her wisdom gives us this feast that we are not remembering what happened to some people a long time ago, but a participation in this so that we can sort of be changed and empowered and full of the Holy Spirit to go out then and kind of do our thing in the world for this next year. So that's kind of an exciting thought, that like each year your life could be changed by these graces of the Holy Spirit.